Neuralink's brain chip has been implanted in a human. A proposed California bill would let parents block algorithmic social feeds for children. And a bizarre game-beating bug caused Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League to be pulled offline. It's Tuesday, January 30th, and this is Engadget News. The first human patient has received a Neuralink brain implant, according to Elon Musk. The procedure was apparently successful, with Musk saying the individual is recovering well one day after the surgery. Neuralink, which aims to create brain-computer interfaces, or BCI, began recruiting human patients for its first clinical trial last fall after getting the green light from the FDA. At the time, Neuralink said that people who have quadriplegia due to cervical spinal cord injury, or ALS, may qualify for the study. The initial goal of our BCI is to grant people the ability to control a computer cursor or keyboard using their thoughts alone, the company wrote in a statement. Musk did not share any other details about the procedure or the status of the trial. He said that initial results show promising neuron spike detection. Successfully implanting its device into a human patient would be a major milestone for the company, which Musk has claimed could one day enable people to experience alternate realities. The company is also facing a federal investigation for allegedly violating animal welfare laws. California will float a pair of bills designed to protect children from social media addiction and preserve their private data. The Protecting Youth from Social Media Addiction Act and California Children's Data Privacy Act were introduced Monday. The proposed legislation follows a California child safety bill that was set to go into effect this year but is now on hold. The first bill could give parents the power to remove addictive algorithmic feeds from their children's social channels. If passed, it would allow parents of children under 18 to choose between the default algorithmic feed, typically designed to create profitable addictions, and a less habit-forming chronological one. It would also let parents block all social media notifications and prevent their kids from accessing social platforms during nighttime and school hours. California Senator Nancy Skinner, a Democrat from Berkeley, wrote in a press release that social media companies have designed their platforms to addict users, especially our kids. Countless studies show that once a young person has a social media addiction, they experience higher rates of depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem. We've waited long enough for social media companies to act. This bill is needed now to establish sensible guardrails so parents can protect their kids from these preventable harms. The second bill would attempt to strengthen data privacy for California children under 18. The bill's language gives the state's consumers the right to know what personal information social companies collect and sell, and allows them to prevent the sale of their children's data to third parties. Any exceptions would require informed consent, which must be from a parent for children under 13. It would close loopholes in the California Consumer Privacy Act that fail to protect the data of 17-year-olds effectively. The CCPA reserves its most robust protections for those under 16. The bills may be timed to coincide with a U.S. Senate hearing, with 5 big tech CEOs in tow on Wednesday, covering children's online safety. In addition, California is part of a 41-state coalition that sued Meta in October for harming children's mental health. The Wall Street Journal reported in 2021 that internal Meta documents described tweens as a valuable but untapped audience. Rocksteady's new third-person action shooter Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has been pulled offline just 1 hour after launch when players encountered a bizarre bug that immediately beats the game. Now, we've all heard of game-breaking bugs, but this may be the first game-beating bug. Obviously, players want more than 3 minutes of playtime out of their $70 purchase. The issue immediately locks players out of all story missions, including tutorials, in a race to reach the end credits. This also makes it impossible to receive trophies and achievements, though most purchasers will probably get hung up on the whole "the game is basically unplayable" aspect. Still, if you're looking for the easy mode to beat all easy modes, this is it. We could have used this bug for Cuphead. There's one major caveat here that's saving this from being a huge story comparable with the disastrous launch of Cyberpunk 2099 and many other recent AAA launches. The game does not officially release in most of the world until February 2nd. Some territories could get it January 30th, and that's where the bug came in. Due to the magic of global time zones, it was already January 30th in New Zealand when this happened, which is where players encountered the issue. Changing your Xbox system clock to New Zealand time to snag the game early, it wasn't too hard. Don't do that, by the way. Give Rocksteady some time to fix the problem. To that end, the developer says they are working on a fix, which involves performing maintenance on the servers. Rocksteady urges patience, writing that it could take several hours before being handled. Throughout this time, the game will remain offline. In any event, the ship should right itself before February 2nd. Looking for a silver lining? Well, being as how the bug skips the vast majority of the game, the risk of story spoilers is really low for the next couple of days. Thanks for listening. There's more to these stories and additional articles at Engadget.com. This episode featured journalism by Engadget senior editor Carissa Bell and contributors Will Shanklin and Lawrence Bonk. This episode was produced by Spoken Layer. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more.